Hey guys, hey, we are back. Sometimes I wonder, is like, to what level and degree, if we had, am I really operating here on 3D? It's like, I was meditating again, and I was getting downloads here, dreaming and dreams, and spirit was moving in and out, and bobbing and showing, and telling and pointing to everything that is about to ensue here on planet Earth 3D when it comes to karma. And so I was actually writing up a little community tab. I was like, maybe I'll write it in the community tab, so it's like, well, we gotta go live. I was just getting sign after so many signs, guys. Crazy. There's more than we think. There's more than we believe. Okay, and we think, okay, in human 3D form, we're very limited, right? If we're looking at a certain, I'm hearing conversation or experience, I'm hearing potluck. That could be a very big message for someone. We're looking at a particular situation or predicament, let's say through the mind, through the lens of the mind. We're very limited, right? We can sort of sense that something, let's say, about some situation doesn't feel quite right? If we were to, let's say, talk about the concept of justice. Sometimes we even, let's say, meet people, we're like, something just doesn't feel fair here. And so, but as like a human, right, we don't necessarily have the way to explain that to our higher self sometimes, right? It's like that junction point. It's that sort of interim moment where we say, do I really know? And that's where your intuition is important, because well, depending on what belief you subscribe to, you don't have to believe in past lives, but if you are drawn to this channel, yes, it's not necessarily a belief at this point. It's more like we're employed to work according to what has been created already. We're not here to just sort of like forget. This is a little black notebook. It could be a message for someone. A feeling guide to pick that up. We're not just here to forget, okay? No, we're not. This is somewhere in our bones, we know that there is not just this present moment, and that, and so energy has a conversation of its own, and it's really important to remember that we allow that conversation to happen without judging. For example, let's say we meet somebody. Let's say that something goes down with that person. Okay, let's say that, we really just, we feel some sort of way about the way that our relationship is going with that person. And let's say that we feel we have to, sort of take a certain action on, right? Let's say, I feel like I need to just cut ties with this person completely and stop interacting with them, at least in this way, right? Oftentimes, okay, we have to just sort of trust and have faith in that, we are coming from a place as well that is not just intellectual and logical. And so the spirit is sort of aligning this in a very interesting way for me. I'm seeing that, right here, it's very important to recognize that the role that the logical mind plays, okay, as it moves on a very particular band of wavelength, okay, and versus contrary to where your intuition is operating from. So when you do come across individuals who are primarily, and I hope we can talk more about this, hopefully we can talk more about this, because it really is, we're talking about entities here. And this is closely tied and related to the so-called justice system. We're talking on astral. We're talking about astral courts of sorts. We're talking about the Akashic records. We're talking about what was done back there. Now, before we get into it, because this was very, very intense and interesting what Spirit was sort of bringing to light, is that we know more than we are capable. Okay, where we may hesitate to understand, our higher self, our higher mind already knows. Now let's clear it. That's why it's so important not to explain our intuition. And if someone tries to get you to explain yourself, huge red flag. This is what I'm hearing. Right. Huge red flag. When somebody here, in other words, if you know that something is right for you, and you say, again, you take on action, you make a decision, you move your life in a certain way, you mobilize your life in such a way that acts in accordance with what it is that you're feeling intuitively, okay, and someone comes through and wants to challenge that, huge red flag. Nobody should ever be challenging your intuition. Okay, so, and that's a huge clue that you are dealing with someone who has some sort of entity attachment. Yeah. So where people will try to get you to explain yourself, or you know, oh, that, yeah, this is they're not part of the future you're moving towards, and that's just very simple. Yes, that one hit. That one got very clear. I felt that. Okay, right there. For some, right there. Very that, and yeah. And we'll have to watch this over a few times. The channel message. Hey guys, welcome. Let's clear the throat chakra. So now, yeah. You're not here to operate on, we're talking in terms of ascension and activation. Okay, Gaia from 3D to 5D and beyond. The mind is not what is getting you. It's there. Now, but narcissists and people who are still inhabiting Earth with and under that frequency and cloaking through that frequency, they will try to pivot with the logical mind, because that is what will, I'm here and disengage you. Okay, let's clear. It will try to confuse you, okay? Yeah, and so where you were not confused, like maybe for example even, you know, you say, hey, I'm gonna be moving. I'm making a decision to move. I'm making a decision to change. I'm hearing my code. I'm hearing that, okay? Yeah, and when you are changing, making upgrades to your lifestyle and your life, you are upgrading your DNA. You are actually changing and you're purging generational karmic contract. Throat chakra. Here's the thing, Spirit is saying, you don't owe an explanation to anybody. Fucking anybody. Your life is yours to live. I don't care who's who. And they can be sometimes very convincing. People try to be very convincing. 82 people in the room, 28 likes right there. Very interesting. That reduces to 10. You've reached up. It's in. Let's go. This is a gift. Spirit has, as a collective, we've ascended to such a level degree where we can feel happy in our life. I'm hearing living without the parameters that we had in the past. Oh wow. So it's like almost like I feel like Spirit pulled a levy. It's like, okay, where people used to sort of like maybe subsist in our light, and we felt, you know, indebted to that person, even where it's like, I know you're making me feel like shit right now, but I'm still hanging out with you, like something of that sort. Okay, Spirit now is creating such a situation where you can pull back, and this is a karmic energy, guys. Like, we're talking about ancient, you know, contracts of all sorts that enabled this narcissist, yeah, so-called empath paradigm. And it's not that you're no longer empathic, it's that it's a re-stabilization and remobilization of the divine feminine energy. And this is necessary, and this is part of what we chatted about in another Astro Chat, which was all about why I almost said Native American. You definitely have some very, very, very serious guides here. We'll talk about that as well in a minute. Personally, we'll talk about that and more on that for factors other than Saturn retro. But okay, yeah, so, yes, you, let's clear, yeah, so your guides will definitely be, releasing certain contracts, and it's gonna be like sudden. I'm seeing like you're not gonna understand anymore. It's like, even, how do we say it? It's like, I can't believe I did that. Like, you look back and just be like, huh? It's like, I can't believe I did that. I'm hearing it again like this. Like, I can't believe that I permitted that. This is us sort of like, say, awakening. Okay, can you guys jog my thought with, we got a bit, it was a tangent there. Brave for Native American. What was the phrase? If anybody can jog my memory right there with that. I'm hearing Helios. Clear to the back. Ancient soul contracts. Okay, yes. And so you do not owe an explanation to absolutely anybody. Hey, Miss Viva. Hey, guys. How are you doing? Yeah, that was a very important string right there. Maybe I'll go back and watch it over. Should I? Oh, wait a minute here. It was right before Native American. So, and trust that, you know, you were protected and guided. So, let's say that you did have plans. Like, I did have plans to meet up with Marty. I was. It's like, I wanted to be, it's like, and then something happens, something goes down where, like, you know, it's like Spirit is like, nah, like, that wasn't in the books. Okay. Now, what I'm getting here from Spirit as well. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Okay. The narcissistic, and thank you, Slim Kid Russian. The restabilization of divine feminine energy. So this is, we made a video on this. Okay, it was a little while back about the narcissistic entity attachment and why it's so necessary. This is actually it's not random. It's not random. It's part of the broader conversation of ascension activation. When you come into contact with the so-called narcissistic entity attachment frequency in the form of, however, oftentimes, right, we'll say in your interactions with people, family and friends, people who you've known, this is important, to the overall conversation of why it is that you are also here. So it is about shadow work, and it is about purging, and it is about getting into the deeper, nuances of why it is that you create what you create. And ask anybody, right, who's truly successful, guys. They'll usually have a story of how they got there, and it usually will involve, okay, yes, I'm thinking of an example right here. Who was it? Wayne Dyer? Yeah, he had a very challenging experience. I think he had his father was an alcoholic or something of that sort, and he said that that he had to move through that experience of the chrysalis with that very challenging person, and to have a father like this, a very challenging person, but it was from that. He said it. Look into anybody who's familiar. I'm not super familiar with Wayne Dyer's work, but I know this was coming to mind right here. It's coming to mind right here. Yes, a lot of people, right, really find so much love and healing in his experience, and it's because he ascended from it, the very challenging experience, right? It's not just So those who have a lot of Pluto as well, you will find that you have a lot that's brought to your table. We'll say. And it is also because of past lives. Having a lot of Pluto, it's not just like a, present, Spirit wants to make this clear, it's not just a present lifetime sort of thing. Your birth chart is not random. It is, reiteration, herein as well, of the experiences of the past. So if you have a very strong archetype, it's because you're building that frequency through. And as a Pluto rising, for some of you, I'm hearing that, if you're a Scorpio rising, or you have a lot of Pluto here on your ascendant, you have a lot here that you come to work with in this lifetime when it comes to that particular theme. So it's not something random, okay? And you are to create with that, though. That's where you are stepping into the higher form of the Pluto rather than the destructive energy space of Pluto. So, but that can be very challenging, right? If you have a lot of Pluto. I'm here specifically rising here. Okay, Scorpio rising, Pluto, on an angle I'm hearing as well, but Spirit is talking specifically about rising because that's where we experience those experiences possibly in a more outright way rather than in a shadow space, or let's say if you have Pluto in the 12th, it's more the subconscious, in our dream state even, I'm hearing that. Okay, interesting. However you experience Pluto. Now, for some, let's climb sacral on the root. Yeah, I would definitely check out that video though, because this theme is coming up. It is the narcissistic frequency attachment and why it is pivotal to ascension on Earth. So that's why, again, it's not an intellectual experience, but when you do engage with the so-called narcissistic frequency archetype, you are meeting them in a space of the mind. And the higher mind, I'm hearing, whereby you need to make your decision on how it is that you take control of and pivot that conversation, because they are not in the light. I'm hearing it like this, okay, but they will intellectualize their story here. In a way, they are sort of, it's like a walk-in energy, okay, and so Spirit is giving this vision here. It's sort of like, imagine characters in a video game. Some of them, they're planted, okay? These people kind of like aren't real, guys. I'm sorry to say it like that. They aren't, okay? Those who are heavily and let's say like this, let's go to the rest body. Yeah, when you have the narcissistic entity attachment, I'm hearing it like this. Your higher soul is actually operating more from another dimension. So you're kind of less, how do we describe this? You are less relevant, actually. So you don't really have that much impact when you're operating from the narcissistic entity attachment positioning. Okay, yes. We're talking in terms of energy, and this is a message to light workers. It's why, because you need to remember that you have so much more power than you actually believe. Okay, when you come into contact with someone who is not, we're talking, this is an energy grid. when you come into contact with someone who has a very heavy narcissistic energy entity frequency, and why we're talking about this, guys, because this is a theme that we're not just talking, oh, Sally was like really like mean to me on Saturday. It's like that is also, but it's not just that. We're talking about the uprooting of historical narcissism of companies, institutions, lawmakers. Okay, so we are talking about, so now is reptilian energies is ultimately what we're also talking about. So it's not limited to, you know, the moments that are had, let's say, but not to make them any less important. However you are experiencing this theme. So, but to go back to it, I'm hearing Pollock on Sunday, Saturday with Molly. I'm hearing that. Molly? Okay, Madison, I'm hearing. Maddie, I'm hearing very strongly. Maddie. Okay, now let's go back to it. Right, so, no, guys, it's important to remember that this is an energy grid. So, Spirit is saying the number one thing you need to detach from, because it's gonna, is the mind. Not saying that you should not talk to your first practitioner before making important life decisions. Okay, see that one coming. Definitely, guys, you want to be balanced mind, body, soul. We have to, reiterate that too, because we do have a lot of trolls here on the channel who like to create some sort of chaos, and frame and blah, blah. No, you got to be operating from the space of the logical mind. And remember as well, this is a channel message, but in terms of the ascension, don't try to talk sense and logic with the space of for some of you, the discarding of that very notion. So if you're dealing with someone, in other words, it's very simple. If you're dealing with someone who will not respect as well the intuition. Okay, some of you, you've been maybe even like, this is passive energy. Like you didn't feel safe to acknowledge that you believe in energy and metaphysics, or how do we say, an energy work in your intuition. Okay, this is a past life programming that we're purging here. This is the karmic lineage energy that we're purging here. Okay, maybe we will lose certain friends. It's like I'm seeing someone even famous in the public limelight. It's like they have to come out and admit that they believe in energy. Okay, it's like, and they're gonna face the so-called ramification of that in 3D, but so be it, because we are living in a multi-dimensional universe. So, and if this message is too much and it's like, don't worry, if it's making you stressed out, then let it go. So let's clear up third chakra. Now let's back to so Spirit is saying, remember the context in which we thrive here. And as an empath, it's kind of like, I want to draw it out. You are more awake, guys, as an empath. But Spirit throws in characters that are not really, like, they cannot really do what you can do here to kind of like distract you. And that is the dark angel energy as well. Frequency sometimes we'll say. Let me get... Let's get here some drawings going. Oh, I had a pen here all the time. Wow. It's interesting, guys. You're gonna, be really having, I'm hearing the clarity of, I'm hearing a thousand lifetimes worth of karma, and not yours only. It's like you're gonna realize, because it's through the bloodline. Yes, it's like your whole family is purging. I'm hearing a certain lineage, root cord. Wow. So here you are. This is, let's say, planet Earth. It is sort of like a grid. Okay, we have, let's say, these, well, to make it simple, these cords of energy running through, right? It's like a hypergate energy space. Now, this is energy. People who, now, okay, yes, the important thing is that this is an energy grid. Energy. Okay? Yeah. This is super important, guys, because the ways we operate on planet 3D Earth include By the way, this is a general video. This is a general message. You should talk to your person practitioner. It's a channeled message. Let's continue. The mind. Okay. As a human, right, you have a mind. You have a heart. You have all these different ways, right, of interpreting reality. The whole conversation here is about owning your interpretation, and that comes from the source of your intuition. Please do not mistake intuition for needing to, I'm sorry, I have to say this again, because yeah, we have to purge this out here, apparently. This isn't an excuse to not operate, from a balanced state of mind. You want to make sure you're chemically balanced. And again, guys, I think I'm gonna, it's like, honestly, I may just like kind of put a banner up here. Like, if you have any history of schizophrenia or paranoia or anything of the sort, and you're not operating from a logical state of mind, then please talk to your person practitioner. This is not the channel, okay? Because yeah, and why is this? Because we're getting troll messages who are framing and so we don't need this, okay? Yeah, we don't, and people showing up at my home, okay, saying we're twin flames. No. This is not, do not watch the channel messages if that's what your plan is, okay, or not plan, or you have a history of any of that. Let's continue. This is not about the mind, though, guys. You come here with the mind, but it's not mind first. You are not your mind. First, you are your spirit, right? Your soul will say, and you incarnate here. Now, as a high level empath, okay, light worker, you have a tremendous ability to create in this paradigm. Why? Because you're actually connected to how it operates, which is not just the mind. The mind is a part of let's go. You are a creator because you are here, and that's the belief of saying, I know that I'm here for a reason as well, right? I know I'm here for a reason. Let's go into throat chakra. The helicopters outside are going crazy. Wow. It looks kind of like a beehive, guys. This is about saying I own my experience. This is me. This is not where my mind takes me. Okay? So when we meet people, though, right? Sometimes, you guys, we will meet people who are all mind. And those are the narkies. These are the narky narcs. Narky narcs. Maybe we'll throw a Mick in there. Narky McNarks. Love and light, but yeah. And they're just characters, guys, okay? But they cannot do what you do. Half of it at that. You know you're here with a divine plan and purpose to integrate with the wholeness of this experience, which you define the metrics for based on you, who you are, your source, your code, your core, frequency. This means nothing. This means nothing. This means, in relation to why you are here. This does not come before your story. This isn't abstract, guys, possibly, but hopefully the message is getting through. Spirit has been wanting to draw out more the channel messages recently. This is a byproduct of what you already create. So this is an example. Let's say you meet Bob the boss at work. I'm hearing franchise manager, whatever. Yeah, messenger, I'm even hearing that. Bob is let's say that Bob is still operating in the Matrix 3D, where he's still blaming other people for his life circumstances. He's a complainer. He's always complaining. He sees the glass half empty always. Okay, love and light to Bob, and yeah, people still call him the boss. Yeah, okay, aka the Matrix world. Okay, that institutes his karma for him and allows him to still operate, let's clear, in a cloaked theory space rather than a practical, dimensional cause space, which is where you are thriving. And that's why it's so important as a light worker to own your own craft. This is really important, guys. Yes, because this is how we will change this matrix and make it so that the bosses of the world can reorient and reconfigure also where they stand, okay, in their life, okay, in relation to where they have been. In other words, to do their karma as well. Because right now, as long as we are listening to Bob and believing Bob has something sage and wise to say, and Bob is a boss and all of that kind of bullshit, okay, we're kind of like allowing them to be cloaked. Okay? Yes, not here. This is where you are at, but here. Now, this does look like a pyramid from the aerial view as well. Very interesting. Yeah. Take it as you will. Let's clear through our chakra. Yes. So this is where we have to say, though, guys, like, I realize where this exists in my reality, but it is not me. And my reality even is not me. I am timeless, and you don't tell me who I am ever. I'm a timeless conversation. And I will continue. For some of you, this is, though, about where you enable certain people to communicate with you on who you are. This is where you have to X off bossy people. Okay, that's what we have to just label it as. He's not a boss, he's a bossy person. I'm hearing it like this. And there is a difference, right? We've met those people who they are leaders, they are managers, they may supposed managers, they are so-called people in so-called power, positions of so-called power, and you don't feel it in the sense of saying, oh, I feel like he's trying to dominate me. The teachers who make you feel like, you're not like a student kind of vibe, okay? And then we've had those so-called bosses and those so-called teachers who wanted to flex and make it all about them, So being a leader doesn't mean that you it's not, to be a leader, you do not put other people down. This is the important conversation. Now, let's get back to it. So this is really important because you are always here. And as a light worker, you've been given the opportunity to participate, though, in this matrix where the mind is heavily at play in the paradigm. So when you meet people, when you meet narky McNarks, right? The thing here that is annoying and frustrating, or where there's friction, is where their mentality, okay, is at odds with your intuition. And this is the one thing that we need to stand for, so that they understand that their mind games are futile. Your mind games are futile, and you do not own my life, my love, what I have come here to create, because you are operating from your mental standpoint. Mostly, right? That's their problem if they're going to make the decision to not harness their own intuition. When you are harnessing your true intuition and you see yourself as a true creator, you're operating here, and you do not focus on others as a meter and a means by which you can find and derive your satisfaction, your sense of success. Yeah, so let's clear it. So it's really important to know that you are not your mind, and to be brave with that and empowered by that. Okay, you do not need others to understand and get you, and you just don't need the closure. Closure is the mind. Why? Because any experience, guys, right, is brought into our conversation for a purpose that is not psychological. Every experience, right, we can say, well, this is helping me realize more of me. We're not here to, so take it as you will. Again, it comes back to you. And the closure there is no such thing as closure. It's about opening, not closing. It's about opening to you. The thing here is that, yes, it's not about the psychology. Now, Spirit was giving visions, guys. Let's backtrack clear. I'm hearing trust what you feel, not why you, yeah. I'm hearing, yeah, the way you disempower the narcissist is you remove the mind and you shift into intuitive ways. Not with them, even with you. It's not like, oh yeah, let me now explain, you know, why this is. It's not about explaining. That's the whole point. So as you level up and out and you move literally on your path in your way, based on your intuition, where you say, you know what, my intuition tells me. Well, let's just speak it out. Let's go through chakra. You know, that I need to move in this direction. So you just start doing that. And lead by example. Don't look back and like try to, this is the whole narcissistic frequency astro chart we already did, where it was heavy on the drawing. Definitely, I recommend to go watch that if you feel guided. Yeah, if, I think, yeah, in the screenshot of the video, my hand is like up like that. So in case you're curious which one I'm talking about there. Now, yeah, because I see like a circusy energy here, and you're going to meet a lot of different types of people, guys. But the one thing is that they are mind. And these can be people who are so-called very successful. Okay. Popular. As we ascend, guys, these people, they're not going to really be relevant. TSA. What is purged here as we clear karma is subjectivity of this conversation. We do not actually want this. The programming to want to engage, and this is again a channeled message. Pleiades. I want to like write it a little disclaimer, like, do not watch yet again. If you are unbalanced with the mind, body, soul, if you have a history of paranoia, schizophrenia, do not watch this. Yeah, sorry guys, because we're dealing with a lot of trolls yet again. I just have to reiterate that. I want to like literally just write it out here, a little disclaimer. But anyways, yeah, we have to stop focusing on the printout manual of how life goes. Because people who also rely on that, they, again, are not in the creative state of mind, so-called, that you are in. Where you are actually going. You are very creative, you guys. In the sense of it's your perspective that you create with. And your perspective is powerful. So, as we purge, right? This is completely sort of, it's fake. Fake. And all those people who are very, very, very so-called popular or successful because they know things or whatever, right? Skeptical. You will realize that they're not actually here. Very interesting message from Spirit. Yeah, they're not actually here. I'm seeing someone like juicing an orange. You know when you're, let's say you put something through the juicer and then you have the fiber, you have the pulp. And that remains back. Like the dense matter, then what comes through is the juice. It's like, this is TSA. The juicer, the filter, the grid. So you are being filtered through, and you are real, and you are what is going to be willing this conversation to transmute as well. So to transmute truly, and you are here to transmute, you have to step out of this conversation and into this conversation completely. Doesn't mean you interact and say even bye. We're not talking about like, it's about disregarding. Because it is not where you come from. You do not originate. So we have to focus back. This is a general message though. Yet again, take it as you will. What do you see in this? Right, make it for yourself. But to create, you have to clear the template of what has, this is templated understanding of, this is a very shallow and temperate way of understanding why we're here, you know? And it's like people who are like, yeah, I don't believe in like energy. These are people who do not believe in energy, who criticize astrology, who criticize, but then they somehow are very so-called successful in this paradigm 3D. This is not going to be subsisting for long at all at this point in time now. As we move into the next phase, I'm hearing of our unification. Wow. With spirit. Personally, like, over the years, you know, and the thing is, like, you are very so-called, you know, is it an intelligence? Yes. You're very, you have a very strong mind, but the thing is, it's not to serve you in the sense of, to see you for you. The thing about the empath and the light worker is that you see first with your intuition. The mind just translates. The thing about those who are operating the narcissic paradigm, frequency space, or however else in the matrix and the grid, right? Because it's more or less that's what's going on, is that they are choosing to see with their mind. Yes. Yeah. That right. It's a very important message right there. The mind is turning into actually something toxic then at that point. And so even if someone has all the knowledge so-called in the world, if they do not have their intuition intact, you are useless to this paradigm. I'm hearing it like this at a certain point and this is in the future, guys. We're talking in the future where we're headed to in terms of Gaia, planet Earth. Let's backtrack right on the back of the neck. Yeah, there are a lot of trolls in the chat. People are very strange. Yeah, people are very, and this is very important to call out. This is really important to call out because, and that's why you wonder, it's like, what, all we're doing is just having a lightworker gathering. It's like, yeah, because you are very controversial to the platform that has been played out. I'm hearing time and time again. Okay, where others have subsisted in a space of, I'm hearing friction with their higher self. So let's say it like this: you are creating now your own template, and you are saying, you know what? I don't really care about what sits on the face of my furnace of personal order. Wow. I'm seeing here kind of like a glazing. And yeah, guys, there are a lot of trolls in the chat right now, but it is a message. If there weren't Narky Bob Narcs, we wouldn't be here. We're here having this experience right now because of these conversations that we are allowing to come up, and then we are then transmuting. So part one is observing it, acknowledging it, saying, I understand that you are limited. And two, I have a duty here. I have a conversation here, and it is to transmute. So it's kind of like saying, like, I don't so-called hate the narcissist. I acknowledge why I'm here, and that is what comes first, and then I'm able to understand what I do with that conversation, because it's about taking control of this energy. You have to take control over this portal I'm hearing back to you. So when you meet people who are very challenging and they encourage you, in other words, to do your shadow work as well, they are gateways, right, to filtering your own consciousness. But getting back to it here, there's a lot, my God, there's a lot of energy here. Yeah, and I know the trolls are very unhappy. It's like, hey, it's like, yeah, well, because, you survived for years, right? Off of the backs of others, skinning the backs of others for your own light. Fuck off. Love and light, let's clear the energy. Yeah, no. And Spirit wants to say, and want to get to this point, but first Spirit wants to draw this out. There's a lot, yeah, there's a lot of trolls, yes. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and moderating and staying here, right? And we'll say in a general way, in a general sense, still on planet Earth, remaining during these times where people will fight you, and for the simplest of things. I'm just doing my light work. It's like, yeah, and you wonder why you have all these like narky McNarks, like, kind of going crazy, slobbering over in your content. It's like, it's very simple. If you don't so-called respect us, why are you here? And it's not that they don't, it's that they do respect you. They don't respect themselves, and that's why they are here. Like a fly that has flown. Okay, it's not their fault. They're magnetized. They flew so fast straight into and splatter onto the face of your pyramid. I'm seeing it like literally like this. I'm seeing like a fly. Okay, just like flying in and like just like splat like on the surface of your pyramid. Okay, so take it as you will when you literally are meeting. Yeah, this is how Spirit want, and this is interesting, right? We'll say that a bit like the iris of an eye. We'll say this is life. Let's clear in the throat chakra. This is life. This experience of life. The people you come into contact with, they are not you. I'm just getting that so clearly. But visually we'll say, let's clear the throat chakra, yeah. But if they do appear into reality, it's because they actually do. They wanted to manifest this experience with you as well. So it's an illusion that, oh yeah, I met this person and like, yeah, oh yeah, no, but like, yeah, I'm not into them or whatever. I'm hearing that as well. Like, let's say you meet someone and they ghost you, or they act really like weird towards you. But then it's like weird because I'm here when you realize there's more to the story. I don't know. I'm seeing this. This is a channeled, drawn message. Okay. Yeah. Those people out there making conspiracy theories. Okay. Yeah. Crazy, kooky. Absolutely. Yeah. So anyways, to go back to it though. These are people, right, who you come into contact with. Some people will feel very uncomfortable and awkward to you because you feel their agenda, I'm hearing that as well, with themselves. It's never your fault or your problem that someone is not ascending and that they're choosing to splat on the side of your story rather than to unite with you here. If we meet someone and they're fully in alignments and in vibration, we are in resonance and we don't observe them in this way. We are focusing on ourselves and we are feeling the mantra mirrored back. So it's a very different reality. 5D. Our interaction with others changes completely. Spirit is saying disregard these conversations. And it may be hard, it may be very challenging, but let these people go. Yeah, let's go into chakra. These people aren't real. How do we say this? They can't vote. Okay, wow, there's a lot of energy here, guys, coming through. I'm getting... Spirit is saying, and we did mention this, we're about to vote. You never know who is watching, right? Okay, I am getting a political energy here, but on this is an astrally controversial topic. When you prioritize yourself, you're voting for you and your vision. When you are worried about what's going on here, okay? Even if you were to give to this person, again, guys, this looks exactly like the drawing for in the narcissistic entity video. You guys remember that? Yes, I remember, because we drew it out like that, and we said you have to remobilize the divine feminine, and you need to move to, yeah, that's clear. Guys, you do not need, this is the thing, you don't need to explain this. This is what I'm hearing. You don't need to explain this. This is, yeah, that also is distracting. You're not here for this. Sure, this helps you realize how much more important it is to focus on you, how it is important to reconnect with you. But it's not about that. There's so much more, guys. This is what I'm hearing, because when you're looking forward, you are focused, you are free. I'm hearing that as well. And these are cords, ultimately. We need to clear them, these contracts. Now, let's go back to it. We're talking about voting. Certain people, guys. Narcs. Entity. Okay. Incorporated. That's a joke, but it may not be. That may be an actual message taken as well, because we are talking about companies. It could be narcissistic as well. Again, that's why it's so important to own your own content. I'm hearing that as well. Not all companies will be so-called bad. Not all managers will be, but Spirit is making it very clear. They want you to own your own content. Anyways, let's go back. 1, 2, and if that's controversial, I know that message very much triggered people. Okay, certain that's why certain people, you know, yeah, you got me so triggered. It's like, excuse me, no. Why are you trying to own another person's content? Like, yeah, with that intention, I'm hearing that as well. If you have no negative intention, you won't be triggered by this message. So that clarified a lot about what your intention is. If you're triggered by something, yeah, that says a lot here, right? Okay, about why it is that you are, wanting to be here. I'm hearing as well. Anyways, okay. Let's clear the okay. Maybe in terms of why are you here in the paradigm of, how very interesting. Yes. So Spirit is saying that the point is that as the light worker, you are the central focus. You are the central focus. It's not about who is observing you, because that is what's happening. They are observing you in your life. And no, this is not narcissism. Don't let them flip it. This is creating. Narcissism is what they're doing, right? Let's say when you, how do we say this? What's narcissism is trying to have someone who's focusing on them, who's here on a mission of light. Absolute light is what I'm hearing. Because we do have grades, right? And they do, I mean, they have to operate in some frame of light and dark to be able to, to be able to have this conversation with you, right? And to be here in this frame. These entity frequencies, guys, what is so-called narcissistic here is them trying to pull you, ultimately on your assets, your resources, your light frequency, back to them when they are irrelevant. I'm sorry, but yeah. It's very different for one person in the light to mirror one person who's in the light. And this is what we drew out as well, where we are on the same plane of demonstrating life's purpose to one another, which is to be happy and satisfied in an empowering way for all. Not this, look at me over here, I'm so important, I'm so extremely important, extremely. It's like, no. I mean, this is something super selfish when someone knows that you're in your light and they're trying to distract you. That's what's selfish. That's what's narky. Let's backtrack there. I'm hearing not relevant even. Not just narky, but let's backtrack. I'm hearing never going to be in the light. Because it can be very how do we say, misleading. Sometimes we think, oh, but like maybe this is the path. It's like, no. If someone here is drawing on your resources, this will never lead to the light. Right? Because you are the light. You focusing on you is the conversation primarily of light. So if someone is coming through, okay, yeah, Amira, don't buy into the illusion that this is something actually relevant to your light work. Aha, very interesting. So what's happening, guys? This is becoming irrelevant, and it's actually being eliminated as a way of operating in the matrix at all. Oh God, I feel like we're moving through so many portals right now. Spirit, is this making sense, guys? Feel free to share. Let's clear through our chakra. Exactly, right, Amy, right. Right. And so, this is the new paradigm. Like, if someone is really meant to be in your life, guys, like, interesting. I'm hearing that the narcissistic frequency, they reside on a space, okay, of I'm hearing protection of the ego, where they operate in the conversation of loss. They want to make it seem like there's something that was in the past and that is then lost. That doesn't add up at all when it comes to true power and transcendence. What is real remains. That's why we should not be afraid to lose things. People, friends, should not. Because if someone is real, they're there. They're mirroring us. They're not operating in the space of, you lost me and this is the end. You know, that's not relevant. Should not be afraid to lose anything. Some of you, these people are, because they're not real yet again when it comes to the creative energy. So when we're voting and we're, in other words, getting to this point, we're about to really step into a huge portal here of creativity, where we're going to start manifesting things that are amazing. Okay, when it comes to also this particular paradigm, this grid is about to, we're uprooting so that we can create, right? We're not doing this purging for nothing. This is definitely something very heavy, very intense that we're leading to another conversation point though with. Another conversation portal, yeah, and point to. Point with. So this is where truly empowered individuals will be creating. The masses here of also the thought of more is better will be completely Spirit is showing me that the code is changing. So it will be eliminated, guys, even as an option. I'm hearing that. How do we say? It's like they take away that code. They take away the software where that will be true. How do I know? Oh my God, the energy is like really all over the place, guys. Spirit is now showing me. This is about the chords, because when you were in a conversation, let's say, with someone who was operating in the more is better psyche, they were creating something in that space with you because you had a higher light conversation. Oh my God. Okay, there's a cloak here. Yeah, they were cloaking. I feel like we're moving through so many portals right now. What the fuck? Oh my God. Okay, if we can synthesize this in a succinct way, because it's like getting, it's a lot. I'm seeing it, okay, but yeah, so basically, like, again, it goes back to you, it's simple in the sense of it's about you. But it's the relationship that was very kind of strange here in the past with people who you would come into contact with who were not in favor of your light. Not because they're like not able to appreciate you, but because they don't have the capacity. Okay? They're just not able to, they're not able to run the race. I hear it like this. So we shouldn't feel any kind of way. These are programmed bots. That's how we have to really see it, and that's literally what spirit is. I'm hearing. That's why, yeah, but do not engage with these people. And so if someone is being, yeah, let people go. I'm hearing that. People. Wow, the throat chakra, guys. Excuse me. When it comes to voting at the end of the day, it's like they're not going to be able to get you any further in your conversation. At the end of the day, you will be answering for yourself where it is you go anyways. So why not conserve your energy? Don't focus on the theory. You're already practice. And you're here in real high definition color. I hear it in this way. You're the spectrum, the full spectrum. So I feel like this message is all over the place. Like literally like all over. Kind of looks like a cassette tape as well. Kind of interesting. Okay, so I'm hearing communication. Now is the time to communicate with you, to take what it is that you experience and to bring it back into you. This is a channel message again, by the way, just in case you're curious. Now is the time to go within. The next paradigm, guys, the shift that is coming is focusing less and less and less on what is around this discussion. And if you do observe, realizing it's for a reason to transmute, realizing that you also come from a place of empowerment for yourself. In other words, you have to look after yourself. Don't ever look to anyone else for the validation of your cause because they're not here. This is your experience. These are dark angels. The people who cause friction, but ultimately help you focus more. Because the more that you observe, you have more perspective, right? To reorient back to your cause. Saying, oh, wow, all right, I have that experience and I see that's not relevant. I look back to me. Oh, okay, I have this experience. I realize, yeah, that's not it. I look back. That's good. Now, there is going to be a karmic shift here. Unlike anything you've ever experienced, people are going to be receiving their karma by the boatload, is what I'm hearing. This is partly due to Saturn retrograde, Pluto retrograde, Neptune in Pisces. We're talking about heavy past life energy on every scale, global to micro. We also just have here Mercury going direct recently, but also we are still in post shadow. Mars is also in Aries. Spirit. There are things we don't understand. Yeah. So now Spirit was making it very clear. There's a lot more than what we see when it comes to this transition. So when I was typing up the community tab post, right, I wanted to write the word controlling, and we're talking about those who have been in a space of shadow in the past life, and how this is going to be exposed, ultimately being exposed, coming up to be revealed with a purpose of being revealed. They don't like that because they want to continue to subsist in the shadows, right? So that's where you have to understand you're controversial as well as a light worker, because you're casting light on the darkness, and you don't need their vote. So, right. And that's part of, right? So now with Spirit, let's clear, no, we have to go back to that drawing. Remember what I wanted to draw out here. The illusion, guys, is that when it comes back to this conversation, when you're putting in your so-called vote, these people, it's like, let's say, it's like they want to make it seem like they're relevant. For some reason, Spirit is making it sort of clear in terms of voting. Okay, it's like, trust me, like I can vote. It's like they can't. It's false. I'm hearing that. I don't know. Take it as you will. This is a very big message. I'm seeing something. I'm hearing merchant. It's like they want you to believe their currency is still relevant. It's not. Okay, can't buy with that. That's where, and maybe metaphorically, it's like you realize that you have the real currency of how you value your own story, and that's the real power. So don't let people who are on the scaffold of your story, it's an illusion. It's like, if you are so powerful, why are you here? Why are you, why have you splattered on my reality? So, but let's go back to it now. Spirit auto-corrected control. Let's click on the right side of the body. They auto-corrected the word control to torture. Okay, and there were a few other words. Check out the community tab. We don't realize the karma that other people need to experience. All we know sometimes is that we just don't resonate with that person. We need to get out of their orbit field. So there are things here that you could never imagine. Okay, and I was hearing a lot of things. I don't know if really we should talk about it because it's heavy and it is very intense. Cyclicalisms, okay, and should we give attention to it? Well, I will give a theory. And it's not about so-called, well, take it as you will. And if anybody is familiar with history, feel free to share in terms of timing, because Spirit is, the so-called regime of, okay, I'm hearing Hitler ruled and run programming, and I'm hearing satanic ritualizations. This is what is being uprooted partly as well. And it'd be very interesting if someone is familiar again with Saturn retrograde. Will be bringing a lot of the past up. And so guys, like when you meet someone and you're like, I got a funky vibe about you, it's like, yeah, Spirit is not going to make it so obvious what the past life is. But it may be more than you could, I'm hearing you could ever even realize. Interesting. So maybe it is, oh yes, this is, okay, I'm getting a vision. It's like what we're experiencing here on 3D, let's backtrack, clear it, is actually I'm hearing organized crime. Is engaging the karma of not only what has gone down on 3D, but also other paradigm portal shifts. Yeah. Really, Danger Cat. Yeah. No, it's been coming up like repetitively. So, something is definitely being uprooted, and spirit is not going to necessarily show you. Okay, these are people who in 3D form, like when you meet them here, at least you think, it's like, and you know, if we listen, I mean, as above, so below. And I mean, it is a galactic war, guys. We are talking about galactic before we're talking about 3D. So if something such as, let's say, God forbid, the Hitler regime has took place on planet Earth, we can imagine where this originates from in terms of galactic, in terms of the yeah. I'm hearing the stellar kingdom. Let's go. Let's find out. Stellar kingdom. So it's not just but how do we say it? The energy feels very funky. Very, very but that's where it's like we're not meant to understand necessarily. It's like Spirit is just saying though that there's a lot that is going on, and there's a reason why you feel also some sort of way about certain people. And right now, you're exposing their shit by just being you. Because why? Because they used to cloak in your light. Wow. You see it? Yeah. These are people who were in the darkness, who it's like they were hanging around your space. Now when you call out the truth, they are exposed. And so, and that's why they have a problem. Yeah, let's go through. But you don't even, I see you talking to a number of people. It's like, you didn't realize, and that, we're not talking like literally talking necessarily only. We're also talking just emitting your frequency. Everybody is an audience. That's why it's like, you're not famous just because, you know, you have followers. You could have followers. I mean, people can buy followers, right? And comments and etc. Likes and whatever. An audience is not what you see, right? It's who you connect to on ether, I'm hearing as well. So not in a manipulative wizardry way, but in the sense of, calling out with your spirit. You connect and you have impact. So everybody is an audience, and I always say this. I've always said this. Now, it's about frequency. It's so interesting. I feel like I'm just like watching a movie right now from spirit. But the visions are going so quickly, I cannot aggregate them. Maybe there's a reason for that. Okay, we're not meant to necessarily understand why things are happening. Things are happening very quickly. So Spirit is saying, like, certain people, I'm really sorry to say, like, guys, like, they don't actually have relevance to their story right now. And that's the point. It's not about you in this, because we're talking energy, guys. It's energy voltage. Certain people are just not going to be able to go choo-choo. I'm sorry. They just cannot go choo-choo. So what's happening, okay, is that you are rising, and you're not doing that with a purpose, but they will target you. They're targeting you because they realize that now their currency doesn't hold. Let's clear the signal on the root. Yeah. I see, there's a lot of dark energy here, guys. And this is a past life energy. I'm hearing massive exodus. I'm hearing that. Okay, I don't know, guys. I really don't know about history. To be honest, I'm not familiar with... not religious. I've not really studied anything, okay, in terms of what, if you guys know what is the parallel here. Brain. Yeah, like, this is the issue. And the irony is that the Lightworker doesn't live for the reality, okay, the reality of, I'm hearing Petra, the reality of the entity frequencies that do not see the light in their own life. So that's the irony, because they are targeting those in the light. It's so funny, and that's why the trolls are so heavy right now, and why they're targeting light workers of all people. It's like, listen, if you have such a problem with light workers, why are you here? Why did you take the precious time out of your day to target a light worker? I keep hearing Hitler. I don't know what this is alluding to, guys. Let's clear. Now, these people, this is a wit trials as well, absolutely coming up. This is the first time, I believe, in history since the wit trials that we had Neptune and Pisces direct. That whole situation, astrologically. So know that you are doing a lot more than you see, and what it is that you call out, and it's not to fear. The worst case is you will lose a fucking friend. It's like, oh my god, who gives a fuck? I'm real. Okay, and that's what's important. That's a real currency. That's real currency is that, and that's why you're triggering to the period even. That's why those people even target you or care. So this is the illusion, guys. This is a cloaking energy. We have to get out of this conversation. It's like a programmed, like, the trolls matter. They don't. And that could be your friend, that could be your family member, that could be, you know, your former boss. Like, these people don't actually hold currency, guys. That was the illusion. They were depending on you. Ooh, very interesting. Let's pressure clear it. Throat chakra. Clear it and zoom. Clear it and zoom. Now, yeah. So what's happening, it's very interesting. I feel like I'm just watching a movie. It's like I'm in vision class right now. I'm just like watching like a movie of all of, yeah, it's interesting. So more or less, guys, we're shifting our gaze. We are reorienting. We're on the shuttle bus. I'm hearing that. We're on shuttle bus. I'm hearing shuttle bus USA. Take it as you will. That could be a very big message for someone. Again, this is a channel message. We're on a shuttle bus. Yeah, I'm seeing people trying to stick around in your aura. They'll try to make problems so that they could still have your attention and your focus. Even if it means you being upset at them, which is like the sickness of that. Love and light, but it's like sad. It's like they chose not to, yeah, do their own shadow work. So that's where they realize, shit. Okay? It's like, yeah, I feel like I need that person. Yeah, because that person, they find you powerful because you're doing your shadow work. That's the real currency. And you build currency, real karma coins, by way of doing your shadow work. These are people who had a problem with doing their own shadow work, and it was an illusion. They didn't believe it when you called the siren, and when Spirit also gave them the opportunity. Everybody has the opportunity to do their shadow work. Shadow work is free. Ascension is free. And you are free at any given moment in time to do, your shadow. And that is why it's so controversial. Light work is controversial because it's not a business of control, manipulation, and the business ultimately of not just stealing people's money or property, whatever, but their light and their realization of their light. You can't actually take someone's light, but you can shift their focus from it. So that's where people are controlled, manipulated, the masses. They truly believe that they're not powerful, that they need to subsist on some sort of system. Yeah. In order to thrive. Okay, so this is where we say, no, I'm good. I'm going off the grid and I'm going to be self-sufficient. I'm going to be satisfied because I tell myself my own story. Let's go. This is very controversial. I'm seeing something about the news here. It's like I see something is going to be phased out. It's like people, yep, see some dark. I see something being like thrown through the air there. I don't know what that's what I'm almost like some sort of like, yeah, so I see like some kind of something hurling through the air there, like an asteroid or something. Now, for some guys, it's clear to the sacral. I see something is like, I see people are not going to be listening to the news as much. I'm sorry, like, but I'm talking like, oh, interesting. Sorry, guys. I feel like, well, I'm not sorry. This is the message, right? We're channeling. I'm really like, I feel like I'm observing the energy. Hopefully I can translate it, okay, like in real time here. We may have to come on and do another video, but it may take some time. I gotta see how spirit wants, but there's this is the North Node in Taurus reading. You guys remember Taurus North Node was a Scorpio, where oh, there's a shift coming, guys. Let's clear and throw it around. This is gonna affect the economics. This is gonna affect everything, everything, everything. It's like someone pulled one, I'm hearing tablet of conversation out of the move. Oh wow. Oh my god, guys, I feel like I'm on a rocket right now, and I'm hurling through, and like I'm looking out the window and I'm seeing all this stuff. Man, okay. It's like I don't have time to explain kind of vibe. It's kind of weird. Spirit, okay, so there is someone here who has been relying on you. They're afraid that yeah, they're not. I'm hearing the wet bandits. Oh. I'm smelling like a donut here. Okay, that could be a very big message. Like even like some kind of donut or like a funnel cake or something like something extremely particular, which makes me think of a carnival. And the carnival tent came through in the Aquarius reading. For the North Node in Taurus. This is going to be something is going to melt down, guys. This is something is I'm hearing sinner. I don't know. Oh man. Something is not going to work anymore. They're going to be left behind. They're going to be left. Someone's going to be left behind. I'm hearing it like this. God, is this very abstract? Because I'm literally seeing the energy, but it's happening too quickly. All of the visions are, yes, they're going to melt. Okay. Maybe you gotta watch this. Oh, yesterday was international. Let's clear the guys. Like we're moving. Yeah, we're getting shuttled out. Oh, interesting. So, oh shit. Ah, shit. Okay, so Spirit is showing me that wow. Maybe we'll have to draw this out. It's a metaphysical phenomenon. It's not really a logical conversation. Hence why maybe I'm having trouble finding the words to explain this right now. Okay. So I see a portal here. You're moving through time, guys. This is what moves you through. It pulls you through this conversation. This is what's really happening, I'm hearing as well. Like, regardless of what we interpret, this is what's actually happening. This is ascension, right? Now, people who were not willing to do their shadow work, they were focusing on you. They were trying to live off of your story, like flies on the side of your pyramid. Okay, this is like the way that we can explain it. Yeah. So it is like a pyramid of light, the light by which we see the thread of our consciousness that connects us from the past to the present. Let's continue. So what's happening is this felt real for, how do we say it? I'm seeing it in terms of physics. I don't know how to, yeah. You're spiraling. They thought that you were stationary. This is false. This is going out of focus. This is reclaimed. I hear it. Wow, looks like a Kundalini rising. This also looks like a witch's hat. This is you stepping into your craft, you guys, as well. We're talking Yeah, like in 3D terms, like this is you, taking ownership as well of your creative resources, being in control of that, not focusing on people who have also something to say about that. We're not here to see how many followers we get because of what we are saying that is our truth. That's not why we're here. We're not here for followers on Instagram. We're not here for likes. Yeah, this is very controversial because this is going against the system, and the way you'll know who is not part of that conversation that you're having here that's real is who will lash out to you doing something very simple, so simple, such as loving you and being honest and real and self-sufficient. Self-sufficiency is very triggering to those who had an agenda with your light yet again. So, but okay, let's go back here. These people are, well, these, yeah, some of you have a very high rank. I'm hearing in the astral dynasty. I'm hearing with the collective. In other words, you have a very intense lineage of energy you're pulling through here. So you have a lot of so we're going to call it narcissistic, okay, energy entities. But it's not a mind thing. It's an astral energy thing, at least when we're talking about it here on this channel at this point in time right now. These are people who are invested in your light. Ultimately, guys, right? In the sense of saying, like, they do act, and that's where the illusion is. They're not actually upset that you're doing your shadow work. In a way, they have sacrificed to be a dark angel to sort of help bring this conversation. They're realizing that this is what you're talking about, and that this is very important for you to address. How do we say this? Yeah. Maybe it's too controversial. Maybe because I feel like they don't want us really fully maybe like explaining it. Okay, so anyways, they want you to see it more visually. Maybe you want to meditate, watch this in a meditative state. But it's kind of like silly. Like if you weren't interested, like you wouldn't be here. It's like people who like gossip about people. It's like, oh yeah, well if you really didn't care, you wouldn't be talking about that person, right? So these people are invested. Okay. In your story, of light. So in a way, they also work on behalf of the light. It's an illusion that they work for the darkness. Should they so-called target you or whatever. So this is where you have to say, I reorient. I know, yeah, let's backtrack. This is your dynasty, you guys. I see it, and I'm hearing it very clearly in that way. Third chakra. Okay, they can watch you, but you are the one who will do what you need to do for yourself, always. And this is where the self-sufficiency comes in. I'm hearing water, something about water, and I'm hearing freedom, related to freedom. Oh my god, guys, the energy is freaking intense here. And again, I'm channeling just in case it's the first time. I'm seeing a pair of sunglasses here. Could be a vertical message. However, whatever it means, guys, for you, if you have trolls or whatever, you have people stalking you, whatever. Okay, people making aliases, wanting to like kind of lurk you. I'm hearing that. However it is. That reiterates and it comes back to the story of you. Them following you, so while targeting you, doesn't mean anything about you, or really about them, because again, they're serving you. Interestingly, the trolls serve you to continue on your path, right? They serve because of you. They're dependent on you. Siri just went off. Wow. Okay, listen. So as they serve you, and yes, they're very irritated, guys, because they have no choice but to look at you. And I see like a regal couple here. It's almost like a regal couple. This is most likely you and your divine, your divine feminine, divine masculine, the unity of, as you ascend in this form of consciousness where you say, I do not need to inhabit, I am, I synthesize, I process, and I proceed. I create. I'm here, I connect truly with my higher self, and I connect with my story. I'm hearing that. I'm hearing I clarify my intention. It's kind of phallic, guys, as well, but take it as you will. I realize that the trolls as well, they serve. It really looks like a procession. Wow. Spirit is very interesting here. I feel like this is a very abstract message, but do you guys kind of see it? In terms of energy, guys, even if someone here is, they could say mind chatter, whatever they want. Okay? Mind chatter. Let them circulate their gossip and all of whatever it is that they think that they care about as well. When it, blah, 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 blah. Looks like a pair of big lips. Yeah, gossip. Gossip, by the way, is toxic. Anyways, in case you're curious or however, okay. But that's not the focus, right? Because you're here not because you're gossiping. You do not get here. This is the, yes, I'm hearing royal procession. I'm hearing that. You're not here because of, and that's why they're, that's why they're gossiping. Because, yeah, would they gossip about someone who is doing the same thing as them? No. Okay, they're going to gossip about something outside of themselves, right? They realize that you have something that they don't realize in themselves yet. That's why they have to focus on you like that. So this is, though, in terms of energy, useful to you, not only because, not because it is useful and helpful to you, but because you are here creating, you are here as light. You are as light, yes. And you bring focus. How do we say? Wow. This is like just physics, guys. I just feel it in terms of physics. So I'm seeing a battery here charging. These are the coils that hold you in place kind of vibe. It's like they did it, not that it holds you in place, but they give context to your creation. I'm hearing they feel you. Ah, interesting. Spirit is giving the vision that they actually, on some subliminal level, they do speak to you, to the higher, yeah, because they are dark angels. Dark angel energy is not a negative thing. It's not a bad thing. Okay, this is not a, yeah. But it can become a toxic thing when we are refraining from, but not because of this, because of the need to impose our own standards here to a very particular degree. Okay, so in other words, whoa, guys, I mean, is this very abstract? I feel like for some, you're about to move so quickly through space. Holy shit. You're about to move so fucking quickly. You're ascending at such a high speed. That I'm seeing it as a refraction of light. You're moving at such a high speed. That spirit needs for you I'm hearing to completely remember. So something about memory here. I'm hearing I'm hearing, oh, they need you to ascend. I'm hearing they need you to ascend. It's not that this was not at a certain point. It's just not, I can't. This is too much, guys, in terms of physics. I can't draw it out. Let's try. It's like a Russian doll, okay? We're going like that. It's not that this wasn't, like, at some point real. Yeah, it's too much. My mind is going too quickly, guys. This is too much psychologically, yeah. I can't, like, process that this is happening even in, yeah. Okay, hold on. You're breaking out of the mold. And this is karma. As we clear this, we no longer have a conversation about it. So Spirit needs you to kind of, it looks like a top hat. Spirit needs you to kind of actually move and mobilize towards the future and kind of like say, like, I cannot be involved in this anymore. Like, I cannot. Okay, thank God. Monique says, I totally understand. Okay, thank God. Feeling kind of like, honestly, like, oh, this looks even like a UFO, guys. Look at this. But I'm also seeing like a hat with a brim. Spirit is definitely, yeah, trying to communicate something here. But without communicating it, because, yeah, it kind of looks like a sombrero. Anyways, this is like, we're leaving this behind, guys. It even looks like the orbits of Saturn. We're leaving this behind. I'm seeing it like this. And we're going to detach and dislodge. So Spirit is saying, like, the more quickly you can start to subsist completely and focus completely on where it is that you're going. Let's clear in the sacral and the root. Where it is that you are going, based on where you've gone, and focusing completely on this axis of your past. Your conversation with your higher self of incarnation into the future. Because, yeah, this was just a frame in time. Okay? I'm seeing ticks on a clock, like the axis point. This was just one frame. This was just one idea. And so this was a test. I'm even hearing that. This is not even like a... It's like, this was... This was like a test of the code. It's not a real practice. I'm hearing moment in the light. It's clear. Yeah, so Spirit is going to... It's like they're migrating us, guys. Yeah, I see it like a grid. But first we have to detach from this. Because it's like, these were like, this was a play, this is some kind of playground, you know? Is this, okay, if this is actually like helpful video, channeled message, I mean, I know it is. But I'm just curious for how many, like, is this... If it's too abstract, and yeah, or if you're synthesizing and it's like clicking, I mean, you could watch it a few times over, it may make sense over time. I'm definitely going to be watching it over. If it is making sense, can you guys type T, like 3 capital T, the 3 T's? We have to throw this old cast and mold out. Like, this really has to be kind of, but this was kind of, how do we say, it was required. Now they're showing me a river here. Yeah, I'm seeing like we were in a bubble. Oh, I'm seeing sparks of light here. We were in a bubble and we were moving along our way. Now, it's like this was the raft for our consciousness. Like, yes, yes. This is rebirth. This is womb. So, but like, it's what kind of gave the context. How do we say? Yeah, this is related to Saturn. I'm going to have to watch this over. It's very interesting. Something related to, because Saturn does rule the 3D paradigm. So this was kind of necessary. It was the platform, I'm hearing that. And this can be in the form of people. It's like you kind of need, I'm hearing magma. You need, oh, interesting. Okay, now I'm seeing a volcano. It's like, yes, it's kind of like the container, the containment to the conversation. The real conversation, though, is what is going to happen, actually happen. Try to see it in terms of physics, guys. If it's like very abstract, that's the only way that I can, really describe at this point in time. We have here, though, a continuing conversation. So for some of you, you're going to be definitely like, you're shifting paradigms. So Spirit wants you to know that and hopefully we can come back and sort of explain this in a more organized fashion, because I feel like we're just doing this in real time right now, like in terms of what's really going on. Like this may actually be happening as we speak. So it feels very like retrograde-ish. Yeah, they're saying they're getting ready to displace us. Okay, displace. So it's like, yes, like to take one organism and now move it. Yeah, kind of like a stem cell transplant. So I've talked about this before, guys, like this theory. As light workers, it's kind of like we are like stem cells, and we're placed here on planet Earth for a very particular purpose. We're not here randomly. We're here, and that's why light workers oftentimes are, where you are placed in Earth's quantum field grid is, and even karmically so, is very intentional. So, and that's why oftentimes you'll realize, I'm not just like kind of here hanging out in Cabo, okay? Like, usually I'm seeing Jupiter here, the symbol of Jupiter. You have a lot of, usually, you're very powerful. So you're going to be placed in conversations. You're going to be placed, root chakra, there are karmic conversations that need your assistance, that need you to show your light. So as a light worker, you are an example. It is about being the example. You come to just be you. You're not here to, earn the favor of others. I'm hearing that as well. We have to purge that. This is the, so how do we say this? My God, this is so much energy, guys, happening at once. You are showing up in a time and a place where others do not understand. You have to show the way. Now, so that's why you show up in times and places with people that do not have the consciousness that you do. I hate to say it like that, but but it's true. Let's go into retrograde. And it's not cocky, but you're oftentimes born in families where the vibration is not that high. That's the point. It's like, would you put a stem cell in a healthy part of the body? It's the disease of consciousness. So you have to understand that you are needed, but in a very particular way. That's why you have to detach from the narcissistic frequency entity. It's not helpful to remain in this. I'm hearing by the bipolarity, where one is asserting that they are and that you are not. For them to be powerful, you must not be. This is toxic, right? That's why we have to detach. And if someone's narcissistic and we realize they are not empowering us, then we have to absolutely leave, because that is not why you're here. You're here, yes, you're here to show the way, and you must remobilize. Yeah, and we talked about that in that one video, yet again, the narcissistic entity. That's better. Some of you, and it's not saying that this is not you being like selfish. This is you teaching people how to ascend. Let's clear and activate their potential. Now, let's get further. So you're about, guys, I see that you're going to be displaced. I'm hearing diva. Interesting. Take it as you will. I'm also hearing division. Some of you, excuse me. You're going to be given a new set of glasses, guys. This is you stepping in with your talents and your gifts, your blessings. As you activate and as you ascend, you're going to have certain aspects of your own DNA consciousness activate, and you're going to start, you're going to have Spirit will keep it as a surprise. Okay. But the important thing for now, guys, let's clear it, is that you are in transit. So if you're feeling weird right now, it's because there are conversations here that don't work anymore. And I'm hearing it is in accordance to divine plan. I wonder if this is your spirit team. Oh. Yes, because I do see that on 3D. It's kind of like you do feel some sort of way, but then this is mirrored on a higher plane, and your soul, you know, you do feel what's going on here, but the reason for which you're operating here is going to eliminate the need to have to operate here at full capacity. Okay. I'm gonna have to watch this window, but this is getting very, very, very abstract, guys. But yeah. I feel like, it's like I'm like 1% on Earth right now. This is, let's clear it on the back. You have people definitely also watching you from different constellations, guys, as a light worker. Yes. So this is actually, is this spirit, is this the guides? I'm hearing ghost. Interesting. Yeah, okay. I'm hearing film tape. Film tape. Please, guys, feel free to share your comments as to what you see in this for yourself. I'm hearing realization. Something is about to take on, it's about to begin. I'm hearing that. It's starting, actually, already. Wow. We may have to get into the Saturn retrograde readings. I feel like Spirit maybe wants to talk, they want to contextualize this energy. But I'm hearing for certain something will be removed, and for whatever reason that's very important to know. It is part of clearing. Oh, for some, you're going to realize that certain people are not in your reality anymore kind of vibe, and it may be literally like they were never real to begin with. I'm sorry, they could have been a walk-in. So, for some, I know that might be a controversial sort of vision, but yeah. They may, yeah, obviously reappear. All energy is connected. It's not like they were even, okay. I feel like this is very like abstract. We have to ground the energy, but I feel like Spirit is wanting me to just fly through these visions without really describing it. So for whatever reason, they wanted this live. But this is the point. It's like, this next phase is not going to need to make sense to the rational, logical mind. You know? Timeline jumping. Yes. I'm hearing the portal is square. I hear that. Inversion, KT. We said KT. Remember in the other video, we said if you're understanding what this is meaning for you, which reading was it? We said, can you type KT? Kite. I'm hearing that. And we just drew a kite out, guys, a minute ago. Let's clear it. Yeah. We drew a kite here. Inspector, clear through sugar. So, I'm hearing lightsaber. I've never seen Star Wars yet again, guys. I don't know what take it as you will. If anybody's familiar, Gabriel, aka Spectrum. I'm seeing a lot. I'm seeing like a huge light. I feel like I'm like mostly on the starship right now. I'm not really like operating on like 3D. I don't even know how we're getting this. It's like whoa, yeah. But let's go. So, okay. I don't know. Like they wanted me live, I guess. Like while I feel like I'm in a heavy state of meditation. Yeah, I am. Okay, but while I am like delivering this message, which is a message in and of itself. So, if this is making sense for you, and if it is a helpful message, can you guys hit the like button? Let me know. Comment as well. Yeah, time isn't exist. That's what it feels like. Alicia, thank you for putting words to that. It's like, that's what it is. Yeah, it's like, we took time away. Now what? It's like, clear, throat chakra. And if it is confusing, then feel free to meditate and come back to this video. Sometimes, like, yeah, it's helpful. Even with the readings, guys, because the readings are channel messages and dispatches and downloads. So we could just sit here, you know, and your guides will talk to you. I'm hearing Reiki. Some of you, yeah, okay. No, what's with that? Yeah, I see something about, I feel like, I'm on the starship, guys. Like, I feel like I'm reporting live, like, from the starship. But I'm, like, here. It's like I'm still here in holographic. Yeah. No, I gotta be honest with what, it's like channeling, when channeling is like you're channeling the channeling. It's like, yeah, let's go down the back. It's like, kind of like a tour guide. So, but they're trying to maybe show me what it's like. Like, for some of you, you have to get used to not being able to explain your cause. I'm hearing that as well to people. Okay. Like, they're mostly giving me the feeling of yeah. So, throat chakra, let's go. Feeling this rod in the crown chakra. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm hearing, you will not know. You will become. For some of you, Spirit is protecting you. Actually, because you're about to, your vibration is going to raise so quickly that they're not going to allow you to be around certain people. This is what I'm hearing. So they just had to kind of detach you. So trust in that process, guys. I'm going to try to ground the energy. Have a little snack here. This is necessary because because you are a new version of you, and what this requires of you is to really kind of imagine that, like, the past is not relevant to the future, like, actually whatsoever. Which means, like, as Alicia said, this is not about time. It's about emotion, flow, continuity. The paradigm, the 3D matrix, is what engages the notion of time and space. Okay, where we, and that is a space of captivity. So as we are free, we release the need to be bound to this discussion of time and space. So I'm hearing free. Yeah, you're moving forward, guys. So I see you letting, in a simple way, we could say, like, people experience their karma, and, like, You know, yeah, people experience their karma and like have certain experiences in their life, have, you know, realize certain things over time. It's kind of like not the point. It's not about that person. It's about where you are going to and where you are ascending. And as that becomes more of the focus, like, you're just not gonna, how do we say this? It's like I see people just kind of disappearing from your reality in a way. In a simple way, like maybe we'll say like your taste will be changing. You're not gonna be as attracted to certain things as you were in the past. The challenge here is I feel like there's so much happening on an energy plane, but then it's like we're trying to understand it in the paradigm. So what's happening as well, I'm seeing that as it's a cloak. The cloak is what is being removed. And where we have been in a state of hibernation with the discussion of time and space, we now step into the light. And when you see, you can't unsee. So they are irrelevant. I hear this. Those who held on to this conversation and tried to tell you who you were. I'm here and talk about you to you. No. It's like weird. I got like a strange like telemarketer vibe. Like, here you are, this magnificent source of being, of light, of being light. You don't need anyone to tell you who you are and to validate you and your creative abilities. But again, these people who are in the matrix, the people who you meet, these reptilians, yeah, but whatever, people you meet, the people, let's clear it in the sacred room. They'll try to like sell you, okay, on who you are. And this is, I'm seeing here in social media. It could be a very particular message for someone here. I'm hearing cloaking. They are cloaking, and we have to realize that this, to begin with, is not real. How do we describe this? Help me, guys. Make me feel like I'm not crazy. Hit the like button if this is making sense. I know it is. I am. We'll never change the message. Thank you guys so much for your super chat. The fact that nobody's going to be able to sell you on a conversation of who you are. And and this includes even giving you I'm hearing in the simple sense of saying, like, I'm seeing the shape of a crescent moon. Of a crescent moon. They want to, oh yeah, like, look, this is your value. Like, I'm so impressed by you. Like, love bombing, I'm hearing. The equivalent of love bombing. Whatever it is. People liking your photo. This is not it. You're transcending that reality. This is not real. They are never going to be real to this. In 3D world, sure. But not here. They can acknowledge. Let's click on the back. But this is you feeling yourself, not discussing potential. So that's why this is also really toxic, guys. Like, when you are very creative, let's say, right? And you have some sort of superhuman power, I'm hearing that as well, to create something that no one has ever created, okay, ever in the past. Like, the true, like, the Einstein energy, right? That's why you're not supposed to be proving that. It's not about proving that, because the reason why you're creating that is because it does not yet exist in this format that is so-called logical, understood, or even idealized in this state of mind, in this space. Thank you so much for your super chats, guys. I'm going to look back at those. You know, let's go. Once this video is over, like, they need you to just be. And that's you. You came, you know that you were incarnated, for some of you. Wow, 333 on the clock right there. For the very reason of dislodging you have reincarnated because there was a deep pain in the consciousness, guys. And that's what it means really to be a light worker, is to know that you are needed and that you are here to help others ascend. So that means that you cannot look to others for gratitude. And that's why, for your cause. And that's why you have to say, even if, hey, you hate my cause, even if you're going to make fun of me, I'm going to just create it. Okay? Like, imagine like the people, right? Whoever created anything that changed humanity, it's because they didn't also give up on it. And I'm seeing, like, if you are a creator, right? Let's say that you are an innovator, or I'm hearing a dancer, a writer, I'm hearing whatever it is, like, you're magic, right? Don't look to, I am hearing social media. Spirit wants this like really heavily hounded out. Guys, people can buy followers. They can buy views. They can buy likes. They can buy advertisements. They can purchase interest. Guys, like, people can buy friends. Think about politics, right? What? Leave this up to those who believe that it is life, that it is actually real, because your creative energy is in your performance. Not to say that you cannot excel in the 3D as well, but this is not the currency, and it is not the metrics, and that's when you you disconnect from the narcissistic frequency attachments that thrive in such spaces. Yes, exactly. Now, in other words, guys, like, be weird. Okay, be focused on you, and the people who need to know you most will criticize you most, because you reflect something in themselves that they cannot fathom. Okay, this is what I'm hearing. So imagine if Einstein was like, nah, you know what, I'm too weird. It's like, I shouldn't prove this theory. It's like, what? Guys, like, imagine, like, people, oh no, like, Einstein's like not cool. Okay, now let me listen to those people. Yeah, like, yeah, they don't think I'm cool, so let me just like let me just kind of like not no, like, you're gonna let someone's own fear of doing their shadow work. In other words, guys, even if someone doesn't appreciate you physically, I'm hearing that it is a reflection of their consciousness mentally, psychologically, in terms of energy. 333 people in the room right there. Wow. It's like an illusion, right? We'll say that it's physical. This paradigm is energetic, but conversation can be mental and emotional, psychological, physical. That's why it's confused. Yeah. So, it's important to release the need to understand why people also don't so-called approve of you. It's cleared in the sacral chakra. You're not here to be satisfying the masses. Okay? Again, I'm getting this vision. It's repetitive. Exactly, Donna. Right. Mm-hmm. Let them observe. And for some of you have to leave, just detach. That is what is going to help others ascend, is when you detach. Return to sender. Give back. I'm hearing, find your glow from within. Okay? So that's why, you know, even if you're so-called popular, think about how many people are like famous and popular and like they got so many friends and like yada yada, right? Whatever it is. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but look at how many people, it's to say that it's not the ingredient to success and happiness, truly. Look at how many people are so-called famous and successful and they're not happy, right? So this is about transcendence. You guys, we're going to take a break. Love and light. I'm going to ground. And we'll see you in a bit. Okay, guys? Thank you for your support and your super chats, love and light, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Bye. Oh, any other notes really quickly? Let's go. Thank you again. Also, Mickey, I see your super chat here. Thank you so much for your support. Yeah, the trolls have been, whatever it is. This is, we have to get comfortable with being controversial. We'll see you guys in the next readings, and don't back down. Nothing, yeah. People can be triggered. That doesn't mean anything about you and what you're doing and your potential.